Hi, welcome to DJ Blighty TV if you're watching for the first time. If you're not, then welcome to Transition Tips Part 3. Today's video, which promised quite a while ago, all about cue points. Something which is very useful in today's digital age of DJing, something I use a lot, I'm sure you do too, but hopefully I'm going to pass on some useful tips for you today, including what I use cue points for, which is easy access to obviously the start of the song, which is the main use of them, but accessing certain parts of a song. That's really useful if you want to edit a song live, which is something I do quite often. If you're using samples, like scratch samples, things like that, you can have up to 8 stored in your Serato bank. I'm going to be showing you on Serato DJ today, but this is going to benefit you if you use Serato DJ, Scratch Live, Tractor, any other, even Pioneer Record Box DJ. I haven't actually used that yet, but I'm sure from what I know the setup is going to be very similar. The only time this won't help you is if you're an analog DJ. By that I mean just using simply vinyl records. If you use CDs, USBs on any hardware, Pioneer CDJs, anything like that, you'll be limited to the number of cue points you can actually use, but the principles will be the same. So the examples I'm going to be giving you today, something I do quite a lot, especially lately, is editing tracks live. I know a lot of DJs like to actually record the edit in the studio and play it out live, but personally I just put my cue points in the right place, and as long as I know the song well, then I can seamlessly jump to the part of the track I want to. I'm going to give you an example of that today. I'll show you on the screen as well so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But something else as well we can talk about is the hardware. Like at home, as if you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know I use the DDJ-SZ, which is already set up with the cue pads nice and color coordinated. I also use a DJM S9, which has the same setup. They're slightly smaller. When it comes to the club, a lot of clubs don't have the newer mixers like the DJM S9, some do, but most of them will have something like a DJM 900, which doesn't have that option. So I carry these with me, my trusted Dicers. I've had these for a good couple of years with no real problems, touch wood. This is a MIDI controller which allows you, don't know if that'll go into focus, there we go, it allows you to control up to 5 cue points using these buttons. They're also really useful. You can map them to anything you want to with Serato DJ, so you can use them to control loops, your audio samples, but I most use it for cue points when I'm mixing live in the club. The other thing you can buy, which I don't have to show you, is Pioneer, I think it's called an SP1, sorry if I'm wrong. That's very similar to this setup here on the DDJ-SZ. The only thing is you can plug it in to any mixer. It actually, I think, goes into the USB to control your Serato DJ in the same way as this. The only downside being there's no color coordination on the pads. It's all one color, so not a huge deal, but if you're used to this setup, it's quite fancy and nice with all the colors allocating to what's exactly on the screen at that time, which makes really for ease of use. Now I'm going to get into a few examples of what I use cue points for. Obviously the main one is going to be finding the first beat of the first bar, whether it's an intro or an original song. Especially on an original song, you might find you want to skip a vocal intro or something like that, so finding the first beat of the first bar can take a bit of time. This is just to make that process a lot easier, so you just literally line up the red first cue point on the first beat that you want to start mixing with, and every time you load that track to play, it's there for you. But we're going to go into some more advanced examples today of what I use the cue point system for. Basically, there's certain songs I'm playing at the moment which are too long for club sets, which I think, an example I'm going to show you is Wild Thoughts, one of the biggest songs of the summer. What I do is cut Rihanna's verse out. She's on the chorus, so there's no real need for me to have her verse. I actually prefer Bryson Tiller's verse, and if I play her verse and Bryson Tiller's verse, it can, even though it's a popular song, be drawn out and a little bit too long for club play. People can get bored quite quickly. So what I do, if I just show you, I'll just flick over to the screen now so you can see exactly what it is I'm doing. So basically what I'll do when playing the song is, you can see my cue points here. I've got this one, which is a visual warning of when I need to press the next cue point. But I know by sound. So there you can see what I've done. Hopefully you can sort of hear how seamless that was. So I've jumped from one part of the song to another, completely seamless, seamlessly, without actually noticing any difference. So as far as the person in the club dancing is concerned, that's just one song. So that could have been an edit pre-recorded, but I'm quite comfortable doing that live. So as long as you know your songs and you put the cue points in the correct places, press them at the correct time, as I just demonstrated, then you can make live edits. You can get more complex with it if you want to. That's a really simple basic edit, just jumping from one part of the song to the other, but you can use it in much more technical and creative ways if you wish to. I might do a more advanced video on that, because I have done some videos recently on my channel which show using this to a little bit more of a technical ability. The other one that I use this for, I'm going to flip back to the screen now, is for scratch samples. So as you can see on the screen here, I've basically lined up 8 of my favourite samples that I use on this particular scratch sample pack, and that just allows me to quickly and easily access. Yeah, so basically it allows me to quickly jump to the samples I want to use. As you can see, or could see, that track is well over 5 minutes long, so it'd take a long time if I was flicking through with the headphones to find the sample I want to use. So that just makes it really easy, and the colours especially make it easy for me to know which ones I'm using. So if I'm kind of doing a little scratch over a track that's playing, I can load that, jump to the sample I want to scratch, and there you go. Basically that is the main uses of cue points as far as DJing in clubs and DJing in general is concerned. You can, as I said, get more creative, which I will go into in a future video if there's enough people wanting me to do that. But for now, that's pretty much today's video covered. So yeah, transition tips part 3, cue points, that's wrapped up. As always, if you want any further sort of insight into this, don't be hesitant to comment in the comment section below with any questions. You can also get me on any of the social media platforms, which you'll see right now at the end of this video. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you again on the next video real soon. Peace.